Let's talk for a moment about that moment where you feel like you're doing all the work, you're posting all the right content on social media, you have the perfect funnel, everything seems to be perfect, but you have no new clients. And that little voice in your head starts playing games with you and telling you, well, maybe your offer needs tweaking. Maybe your content, your messaging is off. Maybe you're not even that good. So if this is how you're feeling right now, I want you to stop for a second, take a breather. Let's discuss about this. I know exactly how you feel because I've been there a million times and I'll probably be there again in the future. This is what it is to be human. We constantly second guess ourselves. But why does that happen? So in my experience is that especially in men, when we feel like we want to be providers, we want to be able that our family is safe and we're controlling the elements of our business, we go into panic mode and we start second guessing everything. Because when we go into panic mode, when we feel like we are reacting to what's happening in every month or maybe every week, we put in a lot of masculine energy to come back and save the day. That might mean coming up with new ideas for a new offer. That might be like creating a new set of content that is going to sell this offer. Tweaking the funnel, maybe adding a couple of steps so that we capture more name and emails. Maybe we sell a low ticket product in between. And all of this, it means that your mind went and took charge of the task of saving the day. This was something that I struggled with for a long time because that was my nature. I was very brainy about everything, and then I knew that if I had a problem, I knew I could fix it. But in business sometimes, especially if you are a coach, an online entrepreneur, and you're building a personal brand, people are not buying a product per se, they are buying you. So if you are dysregulated, nobody wants to hang around with people that don't have it together, or if at least they're not calm, relaxed, and they know they can lead you with leadership and authority. People have their own problems. They don't want your problem too. And unfortunately, it doesn't matter how much you put your brain into things. Sometimes there is no key, no solution to the problem because your mind, in that moment, is creating the problem. It might be nothing wrong with your offer. It might be nothing wrong with what you say in your content. It might be nothing wrong in your funnel, in your product. Everything might be just right. And this is what screwed my head a little bit at the beginning because I couldn't find the problem. What is the problem? There's no problem here. Everything looks fine. I was the problem. And maybe you are. Maybe you are the problem. Why? Because once you put yourself into rescue mode, into panic mode, into reactive mode, you are embodying masculine energy, which means that your mind takes over and runs everything. What that means, that I discovered this very, very recently, is that your heart, your soul, your entire body, it's cut out from the equation. So this is when you start doing things that feels mechanic. You start wasting hours and hours in ChatGPT trying to find a new way of writing your sales letter. And all of this stuff, it's not helping you because when you produce the content, when you write the sales copy, when you build the product, you emanate neediness. And there is nothing your brain can do about it because your brain created that. And one of the biggest lessons I've learned, even recently, is that not being reactive to things and being able to sit with the apparent pain. The apparent pain could be a lack of sales, it could be a lack of momentum, feeling like you're not good enough, all of that rubbish that your mind throws at you whenever you feel happy. This is how it works. Just being able of sitting with it and breathing through the emotions and let them pass through you allows you, first of all, not to be reactive, but not to bottle up the emotions, that then they will get trapped into every action you do, and people will breathe that. People will feel it. And that is why they're not going to be attracted to you. If you really want to become attractive, you want to be able to be familiar with your emotions and regulate your nervous system in a way that when you feel a strong emotion, you feel like you need to save the world, save the day, your business is broken, everything is going to fall apart. Realize that that is just a thought coming from your mind, because they want you to be safe. They want you to amass more money, to do more. But if you take action from a place of feeling unsafe, everything you do will be messed up. So as an antidote to this, I can give you some pointers. For example, you can ask yourself a few questions just to self-assess, just to self-check that you're not going through this downward spiral that might just make you waste time. I'll tell you bluntly. Ask yourself, are you creating content from a place of neediness or authenticity? Am I really speaking my truth, or am I performing because I want to either impress someone or trying to sell something? Think about this stuff and be honest to yourself. And also, is your offer something that you still are excited to deliver, or is something that you know has been working in the past and you're just going through the motion, but deep inside you know you want to shut it down? Because if you answer yes to any of these questions, you have to sit down, take a breather, and reevaluate what you're doing, seriously, because it's so much better that you don't follow any other framework, any other guru, any other courses, and really feel what it feels honest and true in your guts, and stop doing the things that are not aligned anymore. For example, we've had clients that had offers that sounded good on paper. They unfortunately wanted to over-deliver to prove their worthiness to themselves. And because of that, they got stuck into a prison of business that required them to be there almost for free to deliver something they promised to people that they didn't even like hanging around with. This is what we do as humans, and it's crazy that we do this. I don't know why. This is a very ironic of life, but you need to be aware of this stuff. And the way I got out of it, the way we simplified our business after building a spaghetti monster business for years, was to ask ourselves these questions. What the heck are we doing? And also, how do I want to live my life? Is my business aligned to how I want to live my life? Because if it's not, what is the point of this business? We were at some point making 45K a month. But in order to get there, because we scaled no matter what, we brought in 7 team members. We brought in agencies. We had to go through monthly rolling promotions. We had 2 big launches every year that required us a month of designing, building, delivering, deploying. That killed us in a way. And that is why I had to work through all of these realizations, because otherwise I would have burnt out to a level that was not going to be a comeback. Our relationship with my wife would have been ruined, probably. This stuff happens if you don't realize that your emotion is driving your actions. And in order to have better actions, you need to have more awareness around your emotions. Let them go, let them feel, not be reactive to them, but really be honest and ask yourself, what the heck am I doing? How can I be more authentic? And when you do stuff that feels more authentic, all of a sudden everything becomes lighter. Your content becomes vibrant. You feel almost electrified when you write down a script for a piece of content. It's almost like the world needs to know this. And when you post it, you know it's not there to perform. You don't care if it doesn't get any views or any likes or any comments. It's almost like you feel like it's important for you to share because you just want to help people. And when you start from that point of view, from that place, just helping people, and of course you want to do it with strategy, because your funnel has got to make sense. It's got to help people take the next step in any way, shape or form. But you've done that. So after that point, it's all about your energy. How do you make people perceive you? And part of the work here, if you want to be an entrepreneur, is to be able to self-regulate your emotions. Sit down, self-evaluate where you are if you're doing something just to go through the motions, and that's what your mind said, or if you're doing everything based on how you want to feel, how you want to build your life and your business around it. You don't need validation by anyone, not the sales, not the views, not the clients, and not nothing. Even when you don't have what you want, remember your power. Remember that you have all of the skills, all of the talents, all of the energy for you to accomplish anything. I just wanted this video to be a reminder for you. Have a fantastic day.